Hey friends, what's going on? Cater here on a beautiful day, my friends. So in this video, guys, I want to have an internal conversation with you no quitters. So how you feeling today? How you doing? So today, guys, I want to talk about how to overcome the fear of public speaking. This is one of the things that plagues me for my whole beginning of my life, right? I mean, the first 26 years of my life, that thing plagued me. And, believe it or not, this is the number one fear in the world. So if you're watching this video and you felt some type of way and you thought you was the only one with that problem, guess what? You just discovered that. And information is power. So once you know information, you're going to feel a little bit more loosened because of the fact that you will know if you walk in a room, there's 100 people in that room, almost about 95 of them would be afraid to be speaking in front of all the rest, right? Although it might look like, here's what happened. We have different way of expressing our fears. And some of us, we express our fears where it's not that seemable to other people, okay? Some of us, we express our fears, and that was one of the things that killed me so much, because the way that I expressed anxiety and fears, it was on the surface, okay? So people can see it. Like some people, they might have fears and, might have fear of public speaking, but they might just get up there and just say something. They might not be able to say the things that they wanted, or they might just brush it off and do things, right? But they still have fear inside of them. But some people, they might be shaky. Their voice might get shakier, okay? Some people, their hands start shaking. Some people, they start having sweats. They start sweating. Like me, personally, I have a condition called hyperhidrosis. It is actually a medical condition. I didn't even know that until I got diagnosed by my doctor, which was late in my 20s. When my doctor told me it's because I have big sweat gland, so therefore I have a lot of energy, and I used to sweat. I always sweat a lot. And my mom has the same thing, my brother has the same thing, my sister had the same thing. But because I've always seen my life, I always wanted to take my life to a whole next level, and I've always find myself in situation where I would have to deal with people, maybe communicate with people. But whenever I find myself in a situation where anxiety level arise, I would start sweating, and I hated it. And I always hated it, like, when I get around other people and maybe we'll speak about our fears, people tell me, oh, I'm fearful right now. But there was no sign, like there was no way of me showing it or saying it, like, oh, you fearful right now. But to me, it was mind-boggling. It was plaguing everything I do. Oh, I hated it. I hated it so bad that it plagued my life for a long time. I wouldn't get up and speak in class. I wouldn't speak to a girl for too long, because if I start speaking and I like this girl, she's hot, she's amazing, right? I would start sweating, and then I would be afraid that she would see me sweating, and she would think that, here's the thing. Because when it happened in my life, it usually, the first time that it happened to me, it happened in a negative situation. Like the first time that I actually noticed it. So I spent the whole rest of my life, giving myself a stigma. So I kind of equate that sweat with fear with something negative. So whenever it happens, like let's say, I'll tell you the story on how that happens to me. The first time that I actually took notice, I was in class. I think I was probably in 5th grade or 4th grade. And then, I was in class. I like to sit in the front of the class. I was both. I was trying to be a productive student and one of the students that has so much fun and that didn't care at the same time. So whenever I wanted to be very productive, I would just go to the front of the class. This is where you can learn, you can pick up stuff real quick, where the smart students sit, right? But whenever I wanted to just have fun and just be bad, I'll go to the back of the class and hang out with some other guys. So, who's not too into school or too into their homework and stuff like that. So I remember being in class that day, right? And then I was in class that morning. I went to school. And I was sitting in the back, so I was chilling with the bad guys. I'm in the back just chilling. Not to say like bad guys like doing crazy bad things. I'm just saying like kids who's not really paying attention in class. They more about joking or or having fun or not care too much about school, right? So I was in class. I sat in the back with a group of friends, and the school that we were in, the girls was mixed with the boys. So we had this girl that sat in the middle of us, right? So there was me and one of my friends on the side, and then I was sitting on the left. So we was taking a test on that day, right? And then my friend, touched her. I don't know what part this guy touched, but he touched her. And then, I don't know if that ever happens to you. Has that ever happens to you when someone hates you in the back? Like, they hate you, but they didn't expect it to make a big noise. Or you hate somebody in their back, and it makes a noise like boom! Like, if you're in a room, that it would be the most retenting voice. Like, it would be the most retenting sound. Like, it would just bounce over. You could hear it, like boom! And then that's what the girl did, right? She thought I was the one that actually touched her. So she looked and she hit me in the back. So everybody, imagine, right? You're in a classroom, everybody's taking a test, right? And then boom, everybody looked back. What just happened? So all eyes on me, all focused on me now. And I'm like, what just happened? I didn't even know, because I was taking my test too. And then the teacher turned around and asked, what happened? And to my surprise, shockingly, the girl said, teacher, he tried to touch my panties. I was like, what? So everybody started looking at me like, this dude, what are you doing, man? So I'm like, yo, all eyes on me at that moment, and it was for something negative, right? So at that moment, I started sweating. I didn't know how to process it. So I started sweating, and I couldn't control it. And my friend was asking me, are you okay? And I was profusely sweating. And it was the first time. That's why I always mention that story whenever I talk about my fear. It was the first time that I acknowledged how I process fear, okay? So, and then I went home, and then as my life progressed, I start seeing that happen every time that I fear something. I would start sweating. Or if I go in a room and the temperature was a little high, I would start sweating faster than everybody else. Or if I go to the gym, I'll start sweating fast. And that started plaguing me. So the annotation that I give to that moment, that's why sometimes they tell you, like, your childhood can affect you for the rest of your life. If you don't take control of your mind, if you don't learn to grow, that's why they have crazy stories, like, people in their childhood, they got molested, and that affected them for the rest of their lives. Like, they cannot even be with another man, or they cannot be with a guy, or there's so much, like, people carry from their childhood, and it's so true, because that's how I related to that fear, and I kept it with me, and it plagued me through my whole entire life. Like, if I was to stand in class and I would literally have to give a speech, I would start sweating. I thought about that moment, it linked me right back, and I was fearful, and I didn't know how to react to it. I didn't know how to act. I didn't even know how to tell my parents, because as a guy growing up, like, you're not supposed to have fear. You're supposed to be fearless. So it was all these emotions I didn't even know how to process, So, and until I grew older, when I got into college, I wouldn't raise my hands. I was a really smart student. I get things done, but I couldn't shine because I didn't like the attention. I liked the attention, but I felt like I couldn't handle it. So whenever I get attention, let's say if I was in a group, there's this girl that I like, and the attention comes towards me, and everybody saying, yo, Kater likes you, I would start sweating profusely. It was crazy. So I became really good with writing poetry. So I was writing my feelings because I couldn't express myself. So I started writing stuff. I started getting really good with writing. But when it was time for me to say my poetries in front of people, my mind goes blank, and I started sweating, and it was crazy. I didn't know how to process it. And I always knew that I had to overcome that part of my life, that I had to learn how not to equate the sweat with fear, with being less, with being afraid. And I had to understand that, just because I sweat, to embrace that. And now I can do things. When I see that I'm sweating, I see it as energy. I see it as power. I see it as me. Like, you got to transform your weaknesses into your strength. These things that you that you feel that, yo, those are the things that stop me. Those are the things that makes me different. I start learning how to use that to my advantage. Like whenever I'm doing things now and I'm sweating, I'm gonna do it regardless. I don't care of the sweat. I'm gonna reach my goal. If I have to stand out to give a speech, I focus on the people. I focus on delivery. I focus on how can I impact lives? How can I touch lives? Not how I feel, not the bad thing with my face, not what's going on with my teeth. So my advice to you, right? If you want to overcome the fear of public speaking, is to do it with the fear. And then as you do it force yourself to do it with the fear. I used to make my videos with so much fear. Now I'm getting so much better because I've made so many videos. I have no choice. My head, you have no freaking choice but to get good. I've spoken in front of thousands of people. My mind has no freaking choice but to get good at speaking. And that's how you're gonna get better. So no matter little fears that you're feeling right now, I could do it, it's okay. It's part of the deal. You're human, right? I had to process all these things because I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to stand in a crowd and when I speak for people to pay attention to me. You know, I wanted that, but I couldn't do it because when I get in front of them, I would be afraid. I remember going to college, if we have a group project, I wanted to shine. I wanted my information to sound the best, to sound great, to sound like this guy. He knows what he's talking about. He studied, but I couldn't bring it out. I couldn't bring it out with power. And that's what you're gonna learn. Repetition is the mother of all skills. So if you do certain things over and over and over again, you get better. So the way that you're gonna overcome that fear of public speaking, sign up for a Toastmaster. You know, sign up, put your hands up. When something gotta be done, put your hands up. You know, first start with taking decision. It could be small decision. If you out with a group of friends and they say, hey, where should we eat today? Be willing to raise your hands. Say, okay, let's go to this place. Let's say everybody's like, oh, pizza, Chinese food, everybody. We can't decide. We have too many choices. Raise your hands up and say, hey guys, let's go to this spot. I know this spot is amazing. Even if the food sucked, even if you know it ended up not being the best experience, but the fact that you are teaching yourself to make decision and to validate yourself. It start validating yourself and stop second guessing yourself. This is a characteristic of a leader, of a speaker, I'm giving you right now. If you want to be a good leader, you want to be a good speaker, leaders, they make decisions fast and they don't change their mind often. Okay, they make quick decisions. So teach your mind. If you're part of a group, there's a decision that needs to be made. Like my wife, she learns that now. Like whenever she asks me, what are we gonna eat? And that's the simplest thing, right? Has that happened to you? Like you don't even know what to eat? Like there's so many choices. Should I eat Chinese food? Should I eat healthy? Should I eat crab food? Should I eat crabs? Should I eat cake? Should I eat, you know, it's one of the hardest decisions that people have to come up with. But you can make it very simple. The first thing that comes to your mind, go with it. Say, you know what? Hey, pizza, let's go to Pizza Hut right now. That's it. Don't deviate. Don't change your mind. Let's go to Pizza Hut, guys. You guys can decide. This is the choice. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. Boom. You make a choice now. You start teaching your mind to make choices, to stay straight, and to get things done. That's a characteristic of a leader. And you guys need to learn that. Okay, I had to learn that myself and stop giving myself way too many choices where we become paralyzed and you actually do nothing at all. So the best way that you're gonna increase your confidence in speaking, okay, is to learn, grow, learn a lot about whatever subject that you're gonna speak on. And I'm not talking about learn before you go speak. That's not what I mean. Like I don't mean like pick up a book and then pour a bunch of information in your head before you go to speak about a certain topic and you're gonna feel very confident. I don't mean it that way. I mean lifetime. Like I mean like 4, 5, 10 years. Like make it a goal. If you're gonna be speaking to inspire people, make it a goal for the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years that you're gonna be reading motivational book every single day. You're gonna be pouring new information in your head every single day. If you're gonna speak about, you know, cancer, like go and learn every details that you can find about cancer cell. How you can generate cancer, how you can treat it. You know, what are the food that can help you heal your cancer? You know, what can you do to heal cancer naturally? Because mindset is everything. You know, I was listening to one of my mentors speaking yesterday, and he was saying that some people have their mindset is so jacked up that you will see that some people, that's why mindset is so powerful. You'll see that some people, they go to the hospital and the doctor says that you're gonna die like very soon because you have cancer. It takes all over your blood, it takes all over your mind, it takes all over everything. You're in stage 4, you're gonna die. And you're gonna find those people, they literally die even before the time the doctor give them. They either die before the time the doctor give them or on the time the doctor give them, because they cannot even process that information. But then you're gonna have those other people that you tell them they got cancer, they say, oh hell yeah baby, let's go, we're gonna fight that cancer and I ain't gonna die like that. They get into really becoming active, really spending more time in life, and they become cancer free. They say, I don't have cancer. That's why I believe in God. I don't know what you believe in. You know, I believe in a creator. I believe that I'm not here by mistakes. You know, this world is too well made, you know, for me just to believe that, hey, we just pop in this place and it's crazy, you know. So I don't know what you believe in, but I'm saying that it's great to have a higher purpose to believe in. It helps you to grow even to whatever higher dimension that you want to get to. So what I'm saying, guys, in this video, if you want to become a better speaker, if you want to overcome your fear of speaking, okay, you need to practice it. Whatever you fear of doing, you need to go do it. That's the best way to explain it. I know there's many other things you could do. You know, that's the best way. You know, get familiarized with whatever you're going to be doing and think of it as a long-term process, that you're going to be in that field long-term and you're going to learn as much as you can. Because what's going to happen? Like back in the days, guys, when I used to make my videos, they used to be 5 minutes long and I'm out of breath. After 5 minutes, bro, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't. Because, and then I would have a little piece of paper in front of me. Like, you know, like now you guys can see my hands. Like I would have a little piece of paper, maybe trying to write some stuff, you know, because it wasn't something, I wasn't that familiar. I didn't learn as much. Now, me and you can go for a 2-hour ride right now. We'll be having a conversation after conversation, ideas after ideas. We're gonna exchange ideas. We're gonna have a long conversation, and it's gonna be massive value. It won't be just gibberish that we connect, right? So me and you can have a conversation. You can leave a comment down below, and I can even answer if I was live. So what I'm saying, why did that happen, is because all these years that I've been learning, I've been pouring information every single day. I've been listening to other people, other mentors that's been doing the same thing I'm doing. I've been reading books that helps me, inspire me, that helps me to grow to a next level. See, when you can do that consistently, guess what's gonna happen? Your mind start flowing. Like now, like certain things that you know, they're gonna start flowing in your mind. Whatever field that you in, if you learn, you breathe it, you learn it, you grow it, that's all that you do. I promise you, your mind picks up the things now. You're not gonna need the book anymore. You're not gonna need anything anymore. You're gonna be able to flow. Like you're gonna stand in front of a crowd. You're gonna know that I got so much to give them. I got so much to impact them. I got so much story. You know, you learn how to tell your story and you learn how to captivate your audience. And so if you're gonna be a speaker, there are certain things that you could do. Like, you know, like me, I speak with my hands. Some people, they don't, but I speak with my hands. It is a way for me, like this. I captivate my audience. Like if they sleeping, I can just wake them up, you know. I do certain things a certain way. You see some of the best speakers in the world, they have their own little gestures. They have their own little saying. It's because they developed these things. They didn't start with them. I promise you, the people who were some of the best speakers in the world, they didn't start with some of the little saying, some of the little motto codas they have. They didn't start with them. They pick them up and they make them up in the way. As they get better, their game get better, their process get better, the way they process information gets better in their mind. When they speak in front of people, they can stop thinking about themselves. This is one thing that you're gonna have to learn how to do, because in the beginning, all that you're thinking is not even about the information you're giving. You're more thinking about, oh, maybe this person is looking at this. or maybe they're looking at my ear. Look, my hand is a little ashy right there. You guys can see it, right? It's a little ashy. And you're thinking about these things. You're thinking about being judged. Like, you're thinking about every single thing to why your audience will judge you. But when you start getting good, really great at what you do, at your message, you don't care about, you thinking about, how can I deliver? How can my little ashy hands right now, how can I deliver my message to your life? That the thing that helps me change my life, they can help you change your life. How can I deliver? How can I give you what I have to offer that you can receive it in a way that is going to impact your life for the rest of your life? That's what you start thinking about when you want to become a really good speaker, when you become really good at your game, is the impact that you can have in other people's lives. And that's what we're talking about in this video, guys. If you're going to become a good speaker and you're going to speak without fears, you're going to overcome your fear of public speaking. You got to overcome yourself. First, you got to overcome yourself. You got to start thinking about how can you impact other people? Because when you start thinking about your messages impacting other people, why shouldn't I speak about it? Why shouldn't I give you my message? Why shouldn't I help you? This stuff that I'm going to give you right now, I already know it. It's not for me. I already know this stuff, but it's for you. I'm sharing with you. My message will help you change your life. I believe in this thing 110,000%. I know deep down inside I can. Guys, I'm telling you, when you reach to that level, all right, there's no crowd that's going to be too big for you, because you're thinking about the impact. So the bigger the crowd. And another thing, if you're fearful, like what's going to start happening, like in the beginning of you, this guy just went through crazy. I had to hunk him. Here's one thing, like my wife, like when she's driving, like if this guy was coming right now, I cut him because I'm driving straight and he's coming through, right? She would like talk like, what's going on? Why? Can't you see where you're going? I be like, wife, he can't hear you. You know that, right? It's like you're talking to me right now. It's like you're yelling at me because he can't hear you. That's why you have the hunk. Me, soon as I see like they have the little intention, once they make a little curve, I hunk the crap out of him, because my life, man, it's your life. You know, you gotta preserve that. But like I was saying, as you get really good at what you do, like even though there might be a little sweat of anxiety, let me give you a little strategy. Use it as power. When you feel this little sweat of anxiety, when you're about to speak and you feel like you're about to shake, use that shake, baby. Woo! I'm shaking, right? Use it as a power. When you feel that sweat, think of energy. Think about it. Man, I'm about to deliver something so massive, something so powerful that it excites everything inside of me. And I feel that energy, and it's coming out of my skin. It's coming out of who I am, right? Use it as power. And I promise you, it's gonna be massive. Your delivery will be massive. Anyway, I hope that you do find value in this video. If you're a speaker, you're trying to take your speaking game to the next level. If you do, please like, share, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Did you find any value? Tell me some of your strategy. Have you done some strategy that helps you? Maybe I can use in my speaking and taking myself to the next level. Anyway, guys, that was Cater with a video for you in the car. Appreciate you, no quarters. Let's go crush it to a whole next level. I'll see you guys later. Bye.